guys, and welcome back to my podcast where we talk about all things weight loss. On this specific episode, I have Bree. I have talked to her on Instagram probably since like 5 months post-op. She is 1 month behind me. So she got her surgery in September of 2019 and I got mine in August 2019. So I was super excited to have her on my podcast. She is doing amazing. She still wants to lose more weight, and we talked about how just getting right back on track. We talk about how important it is to walk right after surgery. We talk about the supports from our spouses and how important that has been and how helpful that has been. And always putting yourself first, no matter who agrees with it, who doesn't agree with it, and how that's just one of the most important things when it comes to getting weight loss surgery and being successful. If you guys haven't yet, download the Anchor app. You can listen to this in a podcast form. Look me up at bodymindandsoul_VSG, or you can watch it here on YouTube. If you guys are interested, then just please keep on watching. Okay. Hi. I'm so happy to have you on. I'm super pumped. So just like I said, how we start, just tell us a little bit about yourself, whatever you want to share to start off.
Okay, my name's Brianna. I'm 38 years old, and I had the sleeve done September 10th, 2019. I have 4 kids, 3 that I had on my own. So I was blessed with the bonus kid, my stepson.
Aww.
Yes, I've had him since he was 5. He's 15 now. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, I'm a mom and freaking working, and
you rushed home to be on. Thank you.
I did. I rushed home. Yes.
I know.
And my kids are like, I'm going to ruin your Zoom call. I'm like,
that's fine. Have a minute. I have like dogs barking in some of them. Like, whatever. It's not anything, crazy.
But it's so good to finally like see you. Like, seriously, I always see you online, your posts.
I know. And we talk so much online. I know. And that's why it's like, it's so weird because we talk all the time, but like to actually see each other and like have a conversation is completely different,
Yes.
Yeah.
You look great, by the way.
Thank you. And we're kind of like, you got surgery a month after me. So now it's more like, are you wanting to lose more weight, or are you consider yourself for maintenance? Yeah, you do?
No. I didn't reach my goal, and I was like really like beating myself up about it. Yeah. My goal was 170. Because I used to weigh 170 like years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, And so like the other day I was on the phone with my sister, and I was like, I've only lost 80 something pounds. And then she was like, excuse me, like you need to rephrase that. Like only 80 something, like you need to give yourself credit. Like, you've come a long way. Sure. And I'm like, you're right, So I do want to lose more weight.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your starting weight, if you don't mind me asking?
It was my highest weight was 270. My starting weight was 264. And then the day of surgery, I was 257.
Okay. How tall are you?
5'2".
Okay.
So I'm short, like a little Oompa Loompa.
Stop. My mom's 5'2". I'm 5'4", so I'm not that much taller than you. But my mom, it's so funny because my mom's 5'2", I'm 5'4", but like when I was overweight, she's just seemed so mini to me. And now my sister's like, you look just like mom. Like you're annoying. Like, it's so funny. But,
my mom, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, my mom. So she's always been like little, and she was in a car accident recently, and she's gained weight. She's okay.
Yeah.
But it was bad. Yeah, it was really bad. And so she's gained like 20 pounds. Okay. So she's like, oh my gosh, I weigh 150. Like, and I'm like, I would love to weigh 150,
I know, but like, when you gain weight though, when you're
little, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it's different.
How did you do it? I'm like, thanks. But she's like, how did you manage to carry all that weight around? She's like, I'm struggling. Like, and I'm like,
I think about that all the time. Like when I'm in the grocery store and I carry like a simple thing, like a bag of rice, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm
did you ever do the pictures, like carry a big old thing of dog food or anything?
No, but I feel like I should, because I'm telling you, like just with the rice, I don't know, even like a big thing of rice, it weighs, I don't know how much, but it's a lot. Or like a case of water bottles or something like that. You know what I mean? And then you're like, food. That was me times whatever. I don't know.
Right. Like, and you carried around every day.
Yeah, it's so wild. It's so wild. I know. So you're like 13 months post-op? Yeah, I'm 14.
13 months.
I'm like counting every month, okay? Because that's just how I am. But time has gone by so fast. And so how much more do you want to lose?
I want to lose, I'm at 180. No, so I was at 183 and then I gained 4 pounds. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm at 187 right now. Okay. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
And I want to be at 170.
You're really close.
I know. And that's why I'm like, And I watched your last podcast. I forgot. I think is it Kara or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that one really hit home for me.
I know. She's awesome. She was so open. Gosh. She lost so much weight. Yes. It's crazy. Yeah.
That one really hit home, and I kid you not, I was like, get your shit together. Like, and so where I got my surgery done, we have a Facebook group.
Okay.
I stopped doing that, but there's a lady on there. Oh, Martina, that's her name. And she's such an amazing support person. And so I reached out to her. I was like, I need help. I'm going back to my old ways. And she was so nice and she doesn't even get paid for it.
Yeah, see? And that's what it is. It's I know, YouTube pays nothing, number one. People think that it pays, it does nothing. You know what I mean? And that's why, like you said, with these podcasts, the reason why I started was to hold myself accountable, because honestly, I don't know about you, but I have never experienced dumping syndrome at all. Right. And for example, this last weekend, and let's be real, right? This last weekend, I went to Knott's Berry Farm because they have it open. You live in LA, right?
I live in Redlands.
Oh, okay.
So that's going towards Palm Springs.
My sister lived there for a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, you're a Dodgers fan, aren't you?
Yes.
So wait, what's that?
Wait. I'm a Dodgers fan, but I'm gonna keep it real because I'm that's my grandpa's team, rest in peace. And that's my family, they're all Dodger fans. But if you ask me who's playing,
you don't know? Girl, they're in the World Series tonight.
No, I know that part.
I'm what do you mean? It's the World Series.
That part. But my cousins, they're die hard.
I know what you mean. No, yeah.
Go Dodgers, or however they say it.
That's so exciting. I still think it's so weird that this whole season went by. So off topic, but the whole season went by and we were never allowed to go into a stadium and stuff. It's so weird to me. And when you watch them on TV and there's no one there. And have you seen when they show it on TV and it has those oh my god, the cardboard people?
Yeah. Yes.
What the hell?
For
that's where we're at.
They have people zooming in for wrestling.
Oh, they do?
My family's they love wrestling. And so all WWE, the people are in there watching it, cheering. It's really cool.
Football people are there.
I know.
So it's just so crazy. I guess it's different but football and basketball, they were what is it, the bubble? They weren't able to leave, but baseball they were. So I think that's why there was more COVID cases for baseball. But anyways, I forgot where I was going with that. What were we talking about before?
Oh, where you went to Knott's.
Oh yeah, I went to Knott's Berry Farm, and it was because all the rides are closed, but it was a food event, and I was oh crap, but it was $40 for you can get 5 things, and they have stands it was pretty cool. It was because it was all decorated, still Halloween and stuff, so it was really cool. But you can get 5 things in different stands, and I was wow, okay, 5 things, whatever, for $40. It was super fun, super cool. But anyways, I ate horrible. I posted about it. I ate a corn dog covered in hot Cheetos.
I seen that. I was I bet she loved that because it was hot
Cheetos.
Oh
my god, it was so good, but I was only able to eat half, and I literally felt it sitting right here. Before I would have been able to kill 3 of them. Are you joking?
Right.
Nothing. What else did I have? Oh, we got oh my gosh, an ice cream sandwich with pumpkin. I love pumpkin ice cream. I took 1 bite and I was I'm done, So my husband eats double, and I said, you need to chill because now you're starting to eat double, whoa. But yeah, so I'm starting to eat a little bit more, and I think it's because I noticed that I don't get sick, which is a scary thing.
Oh my god.
Now I'm I'm terrified to gain weight.
I know. And I am right there with you. So I'll say maybe, I don't think I have like really experienced dumping syndrome, like where I had to like, I've heard stories like where they have to like run to the bathroom or whatever. One time I believe after my surgery, I had like bean juice because I couldn't do nothing. And I remember I went to the bathroom after that, but it wasn't like crazy, you know? But I haven't thrown up. I haven't like had any of that. And so I hate it sometimes because.
Did you wish that it made you sick?
Yeah, because food is that's what I told that lady. Like when I reached out to her, I said, I legit feel like a drug addict and I like relapsed. And
it's so true.
And that's how I felt. Like, you know, I don't know about you, but like, I know people have done drugs, all that stuff, but it's just like, why would you go back? Like you have your family, you have this, you know, and then it's like for the food, it's like, why would you want to go back and eat that crap where you know where it's going to take you?
No,
it's just, it's an
addiction, and it's scary because I mean I don't want to compare it to like alcohol and drugs like you said,
right
but food addiction is a real thing, and I think a lot of people think that like really you can be addicted to food. Absolutely.
Like you need that. Like that's what, people don't understand. Like, well, you need food every day. It's like, yeah, but you don't need the food that you're eating that I'm choosing to eat, you know? So my 7-year-old, he's the main one that like legit keeps me in check. Like
really? How? What do you do?
He'll say, one day I think I ate a cookie or something and he's like, are you supposed to eat that? And I'm like, excuse me? Like, who are you? You know? And he goes, well, what's the whole point of having the surgery then?
And what?
And you know,
oh my
and
God.
Right. Yeah, and he's right. And it's like, how can you even like argue with that in a sense? Even though you're like, don't talk to me like that. But no, like, and I was like, you know what?
I know my dad does the same thing to me, and sometimes I'm like, I can eat whatever I want. And then
I get like that attitude. Like, hold on, nobody's gonna tell me. I think it's more of that than, you know, like no one's gonna tell me.
Yeah, that's how I get with my dad. And my dad, like my parents have never been on me about my weight ever. Like they've never made me feel like any less, you know, because I was overweight or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they would say things like you need to be healthy or like things like that. They were never like you're fat, lose weight. But now he doesn't do that either. But he'll say comments where he's like, should you be eating that? And my dad eats really bad, and he's like, he's like 190 pounds, and he's like 6 foot. Like he's normal. He's always been normal.
Right.
But I'll eat something and he'll be like, should you be eating that? And I'm like, Dad, like chill, you know? And I get mad, but in my head, I'm like, he's right, you know? And he's the only one that has really told me anything. Like my husband won't tell me anything. He'll just kind of be like when we went to Knox, I think it's because he knows that I do so good. And if I'm choosing to do that, then I'm choosing to do that. But when I ate the hot dog, the corn dog, I stopped. I really listened to my body though, because as soon as it said stop, I stopped because like I said, I felt it right here. And I was like, I feel like if I take one more bite, I asked him, I'm like, do you see the closest bathroom? And he's like, why? Like, are you going to get sick? I was like, I don't know. I just feel it right here. And I was like kind of freaking out because I didn't know where the closest bathroom was. I was kind of looking around like, okay, there's a lot of people. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But it was like, I was getting in my own head. I didn't feel like I had to throw up, but I thought that I was going to. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
you just didn't know. Yeah.
I mean, a hot Cheeto corn dog.
I was gonna say, and it was probably. I was just gonna say, and it was probably so good that you're like, I just want one more bite.
Yeah, and it gets you frustrated because you're seeing it right in front of you, and you're like, how can I not eat this whole thing? You know what I mean? Before my stomach I could eat so much. It's crazy to think about how much I ate before.
Right. Yeah. Like looking back, it's like, I know why I gained those 4 pounds.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm like, I just know it's bread. And I've never been like a bread person. Like I'm more of like a sweets person, I guess. And I've had bread a lot this past month.
See, at least you're being honest, and I feel like that's the first step, because if you're like, I don't know why I gained weight, whatever.
No, it's bread. And I'm like, no, like, you don't need it. Like, I think I went a whole year I've had it towards the end, like when I was almost 2.
But were you strict like the first year?
Oh yeah.
Because I was,
Yes.
I mean, you know, you and me talked a lot.
Right. Yeah, no, I was. And that's what that girl said. She was like, I think what's happened is you've done so well, like this whole time, that like you kind of like went like on a little binging type of like deal, you know? And so, but even now, like all I drink is like water and coffee. I'm like addicted to coffee.
Me too now.
Like really bad. And I have not tried any soda or like beer or anything. But I've had alcohol. I have had alcohol.
Yeah, I've had alcohol too, but like the carbonation, I've stayed away because
that's what I'm like really scared of.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to like take a sip. I have not even literally taken a sip of any type of carbonated drink at all.
Me either. And I was addicted to Diet Coke. And when I go to restaurants and they bring out, like I see other tables and they bring out like a clear glass.
Sizzling.
And it's like, I'm assuming it's Diet Coke, but it's dark. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. And I was like, nope, I can't do it. And my husband doesn't drink soda. So at least, thank God, you know, it's not in my house.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah. No, it's in my house, girl. I hear we don't drink it like crazy, but they do drink it.
Well, then good job. You haven't drank it?
No, heck no.
Were you a soda girl before? Did you like soda or random?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think like I was like addicted, like where I had to have it, but like, yeah, I like soda. Pepsi's my drink. I love Pepsi. Especially like if
You think Pepsi's better than Coke?
Yeah.
I love that argument. That's why I'm like, wait, what?
I know, right? Yeah, Pepsi's definitely. I like that sweet little like.
It is. I think sweeter. It's sweeter, and I feel like Coke is just more bitter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Diet Coke. Like that's my. And then Zero Coke, my stepmom got me into. So now it's like, nope, I don't have any of it. I don't know. I think it would probably be disgusting.
I just think it's just not worth it. And that's another thing. It's like, you guys talked about that, like opening Pandora's box. And I definitely opened that box and I wish I didn't, you know, but it is what it is. So it's just a mental thing for sure.
I feel like, and like, I talked about that so much. I was so naive before I got my surgery, I was so naive.
Yes.
Mental. And I was like, oh my God, you're being dramatic. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, like now 100%. I see why that's said, you know?
And it's like, I know, like, how can people gain their weight back? Like, I don't understand. Like, they went to have that surgery. No, I fully understand now.
And it's such a high percentage. Is it 50%?
Oh, that I don't know. But I just know that, like, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I just know that like people talk, because like I even have a couple people that are like, oh my gosh, like I've thought about it but I don't want to, and I'm like, why? And they're like, because I'm scared of failing. I know too many people that have had it and they've gained their weight back
50%.
Yeah. So I'm like, hell no, I'm not about to be that 50, the other 50, you know?
My
like
God, that's crazy. Yeah, it says within 24 months.
Oh wow. Well, look at how fast I gained 4 pounds. And that's another like huge awakening for me, where I'm just like, okay, you literally gained 4 pounds in like a month.
That's what I was going to ask you. Was it within do you know if it was within a month? Okay.
Yeah, it was within. And that's what I'm saying. Like when I look back and I'm like, I know what I was eating. And it, to me, like I wasn't eating great, but I know for a fact I was eating bread way more than I ever have. So that's what I'm going to go off of. Like, I think it was the bread.
And it's so easy to go back to bad habits.
Yeah,
it's
so
really
easy. It's a mental. They say you need to be ready for it, but I was ready.
I mean, you did it. You killed it for a year, you know, and now it's just. I feel like the biggest thing though is just realizing it, because like you said, imagine if you were like, oh, whatever, and like you gain 4 pounds every month, then
I'll be right back where I started.
Exactly. And it's scary because of how hard you worked, and you know, but it's possible. I can definitely see how it's possible now, you know, because I was the same like you. I was always like, how
right. And you know, another thing too, what I realized is like in the beginning, like I was all about myself. Like I finally because I think that's how I gained a lot of the weight too, is everybody came first besides me.
That's so
And
important.
so once I had the surgery, yeah, I'm like, no, I'm coming first. Like, I don't care. Like, you guys will get the cheap food if you have to, but I'm getting my protein Quest chips. I'm getting my protein. Like, I'm going to do what I have to do for myself.
Yeah.
I'm joking about like giving him the cheap stuff, but I'm just saying.
No,
like,
but I get you. I totally get it. Yeah.
And then I feel my son, he graduated in June.
Okay.
So like life started happening again, right? Like COVID, all this, like kids in school. And then now it's like, I realized life started taking over again. And when I started decorating like cups and stuff, so that started like exploding, kind of, not like I'm not all crazy viral, like selling cups, but I'm selling more cups than I didn't even imagine, like what happened. So I'm working full time doing that. So that's all this stuff like started happening. And I didn't like have time for myself anymore. And so now I'm like, nope, like get back to square one, you know?
Yeah, because it's so easy to focus on everything else. And like you said, like you mentioned, COVID, like COVID, just the one factor that you said with COVID, it's like crazy. Did you work through COVID at home? You work no, you don't work at home, or no?
I work at home, but I go to the office, but I barely started working from home when the kids went back to school.
Are they back in school now?
Yes. Well, no, not physically, but I mean, like when they started online.
We're back at school, and it's crazy.
Are you guys really? Because you live in where, Temecula?
Yeah, I live in Temecula. Temecula is not back, but I work down in Escondido, so it's San Diego County. It's about 30 minutes for me. And we're back at school. It's week 2, and it's crazy. Like it's kind of sad. Like, you know, kinder through 5th I work at elementary. All of them have masks. Like, it's just crazy. 6 feet, don't touch. Every game that we play, like their desks are like literally taped down. Like, it's just crazy. And I'm like trying to be positive about it, but it's pretty intense. But Riverside just went back. You're not Riverside, are you? You're what?
No, I'm San Bernardino County. Well, I'm Redlands Unified School District, but I'm San Bernardino County, I believe.
Okay, because I know, did you know that, Riverside went back to purple today. So we're back up to where, so we had, for COVID, like the cases went back up. So like all the nail salons, all the restaurants, you have to, they're going to have to move back outside.
So they had opened, so it went back to what it was.
They have 72 hours from this morning to fix it. So like nail salons have to go back outside. Like my nail salon, they were outside, and I feel bad because they spend so much money. Like they're inside, you're like basically like in a box. Like they spent a lot of money.
Did you? Okay, my friend lives in Riverside, and so she have you watched The Handmaid's Tale?
What's that?
Oh, it's on Hulu.
No, what is that? I'm gonna write it down. I love
write it down. Like, well, I don't want to.
What is it called?
Handmaid's Tale. Oh, it's a crazy show, but I love it. But my friend posted, they had like a cage of like how their nail salon was outside in Riverside. It was like legit a cage. It looked like a cage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so they're going to have to go back outside. All the restaurants, just recently, maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, we were able to eat back inside.
Yes.
They opened up our movie theaters barely like 3 weeks ago, but like at a 20% max capacity. And now they have to go backwards again.
So that's where we are. Everything is outside.
Still? You guys never went up?
No, everything's outside. Yeah. We had a date the other night, and we got Chili's to go, and then we just ate in the truck, like in the car in the parking lot, and that was our date. Like,
isn't it? Yeah, it's so crazy. But yeah, like even with COVID, you know, was it your kids?
Yes. And I told myself, let's see how long.
Say hello, huh?
I was like, let's see how long until one of them just has to like say something.
Don't even worry. My little brother, he's not in here. I was like, Mom, don't drop him off till 7:30. I have to help him with a project later. But oh my God, middle school. So yeah, Zoom, 6 classes. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
She's middle school?
Yeah, she just started 6th grade.
Yeah, he's 6th grade too. It's his first year.
Yes. Surprisingly, she's doing actually really well, which is opposite of when she was in school, you know, so.
I
She's
know.
like, Mom, I can't believe it. I'm like, yeah, me neither. Shoot.
It's so different than regular school.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyways, with COVID, I feel like so many people got their surgery date moved back, number one. Like,
That's so
that
crazy.
sucks. I mean, I feel like now they restarted surgeries and stuff, but people are asking, like, how are you doing? Because when COVID started, I was, like 9 months post-op? You were like 8. I think that was the right number. So we were still, I mean, I know you're still losing weight, but we were like in the middle of still going.
Yeah, like doing our thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And how do you feel? How did you stay focused during that time, or was it hard for you?
No, I don't think it was hard. I think because we just, like, to me, COVID, like, we still do, like, I don't know, we stick to ourselves, I feel, in a sense anyway. So, like, COVID didn't really affect us that much.
Yeah, I get you.
The only way it affected us was, like, we couldn't just get up and go shopping, or, like, get up, me and my daughter, like, go to the store or whatever. But it's, like, it didn't really affect us in that way. So I think what happens is when everything, like my son graduating, like all that stuff started happening, like, oh, great, now we have to do a drive-by, or like, ceremony, like just those things. But I don't think it affected me. I don't think I started like eating bad, I guess you could say, like for real, till like this past month.
Yeah.
Like, I've eaten bad, don't get me wrong, like couple months ago and stuff, but like, we're legit, it was like, I'm not counting nothing, I'm not measuring nothing. Like, I went to a birthday party and had a cupcake with ice cream.
Yeah, see? And I've had ice cream too. Like, I've had regular ice cream, and I'm fine. But then after, I'm like, why am I doing that? Just because, like, there's so many replacements, and I have found so many replacements.
Exactly.
So it's like, for what? What's the point, you know?
No, and that's the thing. It's like, I would spend that $4 on that Halo ice cream, or even at Aldi, they have a like a protein ice cream.
I've never been to Aldi's, and they just opened one like a mile from my house.
Oh, you have to go.
Is it like, everyone says it's like legit? I need to go.
Love it. I mean, I go and get my chicken from like Stater still, or like the meat department, but I'll get chicken from there too. But like, I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out, because they don't
have like there's some things like I have to go to the grocery store and like just like Staters or something and get, because they don't have it there. But for the most part, like, I just shop there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Because they literally just opened a couple, like right in the middle of COVID, but like they opened up a couple months ago. But I want to go see, because a lot of people tell me that they have a lot of stuff.
They have one in you're not in Temecula. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep thinking you're in Temecula.
I'm in Murrieta. It's the city over. It's like,
oh, okay.
Border. Yeah.
Oh, I had my surgery in Murrieta, I think.
You did?
Yeah. Dr. Estienne was my doctor, and it was I can't think of the name right now. Oh,
yeah, because I had my surgery in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had Kaiser, and it was down there. I had to do all my classes down there. I had to drive down there. I had to do once a week. Did you have to do pre-classes? I can't remember if you told me you did.
So, okay, I had to do Weight Watchers. So, like, I used to have like a different insurance. And so I was like, I went to the doctor one day, and because I've always been big chested. And I'm like, I need a breast reduction. So my doctor was out. So I seen a different doctor, and he was like, why don't you do the sleeve, get the sleeve procedure, and then your insurance will have to cover the breast reduction because you've lost all this weight. Like, he broke it down for me. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So I started going to Beaver and doing my classes. And then I was like, no, like, maybe I don't need to. Girl, 2 years that I pushed it back.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. See, I didn't know that. So why? Were you scared, or like what was
No, I think I I talked to, like, I was just talking to people, and then it's just like, oh, you don't need to do that, or, like, just like listening. And it's like, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't, whatever. And then, so I stopped going to the classes, and then I stopped working for the county. So I didn't have that insurance anymore.
Yeah. And
then I was talking to, there's 3 women. Okay. One of them, I was like, hey, like, what do you think about the sleeve? Like, getting it done. Cause I had IHP at that time now.
Okay.
Like, fast forward.
Yeah.
And, they were going to pay for it all. My friend had it done through IHP. So I was asking her questions about it. So anyways, come to find out, they'll pay for it. So I asked my friend, like, hey, what do you think? She's like, girl, you need to get that shit done. Like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
You know? Then I asked another friend of mine, and she was like, bitch, we're in 2019. Like, come on. Like, people do this stuff. Like, it's fine, you know?
People have such a negative, like, I don't know, just people are so negative about it. And most of the time it's because they're not educated on it. They don't even know what it is. They don't know. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no. And so that process, I just had to go to Weight Watchers for, I think, 6 months or 6 weeks. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I know it was every Saturday. I think it was 6 weeks that I had to go, and they had to weigh me and sign a paper. Took that to my doctor, took it to IHP, and my cousin worked for that doctor at the time.
Yeah.
They got me in, and I did it. Yeah.
That's so crazy. So yeah, I mean, see, some people, I mean,
and I still waited.
You did?
So I still waited, actually. Like, even after I finished Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
I was like, well, how long? Finally, I called, like, how long is the referral good for? And they were like, a year, and it had been 6 months.
Oh, okay. So then you waited, and then you got it.
Yeah. I don't know what I was waiting for, but I also believe everything is like, timing is everything. And so maybe those 2 years, like, I maybe mentally wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Like, I feel God, like, has a plan, and that's just me. And
sure. I do too. Yeah.
I think that it's happened the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, because I brought it up to my husband. I asked him the other day, I was like, did I bring it up a lot or what? And he was like, no. He's like, he was like, a couple years ago, probably like 3 years ago, I brought it up like once. And then he was like, and then you never talked about it again. So like, I didn't bring it up. And then finally I was like, oh, I'm going to make an appointment with my doctor. And then as soon as I did that, it like all happened. But it took 6 months. It took 6 months for me to get it and stuff. No, I'm lying. 10 months. It was 6 months of classes and then a 4-month waiting when my classes were done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when I was ready. Because the first time I thought about it, I just said it once out loud, and then I didn't do research. And I don't know. I can't even tell you the moment that I was like, I want to get it done. I think I just started following people on Instagram. And I was like, dude, what? You know?
Yes. I feel like I manifested it like freaking crazy. And I just researched, and I YouTubed, and I started following people. And that, I just made it happen.
I know. It's just crazy. What do you think's been the hardest part of like the whole thing?
Well, now knowing, like, now after gaining weight a little bit, you know, I'll say for me now is the mental part now. Like I was in a meeting today, and like, she had candy on the table, and it was the fun size ones, and I know I could eat it and not get sick. And I almost grabbed the M&M because I love peanut M&Ms.
Me too.
And I said, no, like, you don't need it. And 8 months ago, or like however many months ago, like, you wouldn't have ate that, because that's how I was. Everything was no. I went to a birthday party, girl, I had my Quest chips in my purse. I'll never forget my cousins. They made chili beans. I just put a little bit of chili beans on my Quest chips. You know, like, I came prepared. And so I just told myself, like, no, like, go back to where your mind was like months ago, you know, like, you don't have to say yes. And that hit hard at that birthday party it wasn't like a huge birthday party, but the kid's birthday party I went to 2 weeks ago. After I had that cake and ice cream, it was like, why did you do that?
I know, and I'm trying to find a middle balance with that. Because I posted on Saturday, like, eating that corn dog, I would have said no a couple months ago. But I'm also trying to realize that it's okay to do that every once in a while.
Right.
But that's what I need to learn, is every once in a while. And that's exactly hard for me right now. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if slowly eating things is helping me or if it's going to not help me. So I'm trying to just figure it out. And like you said, I'm sure when you saw those M&Ms, in your head, you were going back and forth, like, yes, no, because I do that all the time. It literally, like, I tune everyone out, and it's just my head. And I'm like,
no, for sure. That's exactly what happened. And I'm literally, she has like no clue what's going on, you know?
No, like, they don't know what's going on in your head. And if someone
I'm like writing, and I'm just like, no, bitch, you do not need that. And I'm calling myself a beat, you know? I'm just like, no, for what? Like, because it's just that chemical, like, I can never say that word right. The dopamine or whatever.
Oh,
Oh, but anyways, it's just like, it's only going to satisfy you for that moment. And that's it. So at the moment.
And then you're going to be mad at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, yeah.
You know, it was like my son, for kindergarten, he was having, this is when it really hit me, but he was having a, like a picnic or whatever for his school. And I was like, oh, because me and him are really close. I'm close to all of them, but still, like, I don't know. Anyways, and he's like, I'm like, oh, do you want me to go? You know? And he said, no, he didn't want me to go. So come to find out, long story short, he was embarrassed because I was
tell me that.
I am. And so
how did you find that out?
Because I was so big, because we talked about it and he told me. And at that moment, I was like, I don't want my kid. First of all, I was sad and hurt. But then he's a kid. I want him to be honest with me.
They are so honest. I work with kids, so trust me. Sometimes they say things and I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks, you know?
You could have kept that to yourself, you know?
But for sure, yeah.
But on the other end, I also had a conversation with him. Like, we don't judge people by how they look either. And I'm your mother. Like, I'm the only one that's going to always be here. So no matter what I look like, you know?
Yeah.
You don't. So we had like a bunch of different conversations, but at the end of the day, it was like, no, like, he's only 5. Like, he still has, you know, other stuff to go. I'm not trying to be that mom like I was for my oldest, like all overweight, showing up to the games. But see, the thing is I never realized how big I was.
Yep.
Girl, I still loved myself. Like, that's why, like, I'm not kidding you. When I would see your post or hear you talk, I'm just like, yes, that's how I feel. Yes. Like,
because that's how I was. Like, I knew I was big, but like just like you said, I see a picture of myself or like, you know, I took cute pictures like in gold and whatever. But when I would get tagged in a picture on Facebook or something, I would like be mad at my mom or my sister. And I'm like, why would you post that? And they're like, what? Yeah. Like the picture you just posted. And they're like, I don't know. Like, and then that's when it would hit me. And then, you know, and now when I do my before and afters, I'm like, dude, that was really me. And my husband always says, like, because I get mad sometimes at him and I'm like, how did you not say anything?
Why didn't you tell me?
Dude, I get mad. And he's like, Paulina, I did not see you like that. He's like, when I see your posts, even now to this day, I'm like, how was that you? Like, he's like, it doesn't click to me. It doesn't click.
Same here.
See, so you were confident in everything too. And like, that's how I was. But yeah, it's just.
But then it's like a flip side, because it's like you still know you're big. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I still knew I was big.
Did you like own it? Were you like me when I was big? I was kind of like, I'm big and what? Like, that's how I was.
Like BBW, you know?
Like I was just fine. Like I was just like, you know, because I was still so confident and still so outgoing, and I still had the same personality that I was like, whatever it is, what it is, like, this is me. Like, that's what I always said. And I think now that I think about it, I think it was like kind of trying to make myself feel better.
Right.
You know, when I deep in, I was like,
suffering. Like, right. I don't know. I don't know. I think that, I always say it's like shallow L for me. Like, so like I wasn't always big, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't until like after having kids and stuff, but for years I have been big. So I guess I have been big like half of my life, or I don't know, 10 years, you know, after these kids and stuff. But it's like going back, like even when I was skinnier, I still thought I was fat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no.
And so it's like, I wish, like, then when I'm really big and I look back at those pictures, I'm like, damn, I wish I was that size right now, back then, you know, when I was heavier. So it's like a huge mind. Fuck.
Yes.
Excuse my language.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. Because, yeah, you look at a picture of yourself and you're like, what? How was I like that? And then when you were in the moment, you don't realize how big you were. But yeah, I know. And like you said, I'm glad you had that conversation with your son. Your son, right?
Yes.
About how, like, not to judge people and all of that. But I've heard that story multiple times with plenty of people where their kids are like kind of embarrassed, you know?
Right. Yeah. And I never knew that though. Do you know what I mean? Because my older one
was like
whatever. He didn't.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, he sent me a picture, little ass. He sent me the older one. He's gonna be 19 like next week. And he sent me a picture of me, and he was like, damn, like, look at this picture I took of you, like, you know, a year ago or whatever. And he's like, Mom,
my
like,
little brother does that to me all the time. He does. He's 11, and he'll text me and be like, look at this cute picture, and it's like horrible.
Little brat. Yes.
I'm like, are you kidding?
But he's like, Mom, I didn't realize how big you were. Everybody says that. Like, everyone in the house, they're just like, because I even tell, we're not married, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Common law, we're married. But yeah, I'll tell my husband, like, why didn't you tell me? Like, and he's just like, babe, like, I didn't see you like that either, you know, whatever. But the kids, they're just like, dang, Mom, I can't believe, like, you were that big.
Yeah. And you see the picture and it, like, hits you again, huh?
It does, because that, what they say, body dysmorphia.
Yeah, dysmorphia.
Girl, I still feel 270 sometimes.
Yeah, that happens to me too. I wake up and
I hate it.
Isn't it crazy?
It is so crazy, because it's just like, it makes you get like in a funk sometimes, and it's like, no,
now it gets me in a funk about my loose skin, and that's something that I have to work through every day. Like, it's my stomach that's really the only thing that I'm like, oh my gosh, about. But
yeah,
I know that I want to get it removed eventually, but then I keep going back and forth. Like, I don't have kids and I want to have kids, and I think for me personally, I'm not saying this for anyone else, but me personally, I think it would be dumb to get my stomach done or kids. Like, why would I do that? Because then after I have kids, I'm not gonna like it again, and then I'm gonna, you know, and then a lot of doctors don't want to do double work because you've already gotten it done.
Right.
And then I'm gonna have a humongous scar that's gonna stretch out. Like,
and you're young still.
I know, but sometimes I'm like, dude, like, because I think it's because I follow a lot of people that kind of got surgery around my time, and now it's getting to the time of like plastics, you know?
Got it. Yeah.
And you see before and afters, like me right now, if I was to get my stomach done, I feel like I would look completely different.
So
you know,
to like grab it and like hold it in. You're like, this is what I would look
seriously, like seriously, because like I can't wear, I mean, I could if I wanted to, but like I can't wear, you know, I wear like more oversized clothes. Like, I know how to dress my body. Like, you know, I learned to do that. Even when I was big, I knew what to wear and what not to wear.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even if I wanted to, like right now, I can fit into like a 6 or a 7, which is crazy to me.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, but like not how I want it to look, if that makes sense. Like I can put jeans on, but I'm not gonna wear no crop top. I'm not, you know what I mean? Because of my stomach. But again, it's a whole, like, my mind is just like messing with me, and then I'm like, Paulina, you've never been a 6, like, shut up, you know?
Right.
But still,
it's like, are we ever going to be satisfied? No, we will. I think it's just, she's like, no, I have to tell myself I will, because I don't want to be like that. I nitpicked a lot, even though like I was confident and I'm outgoing, like, you know how we talked about, like, I still got ready or whatever when I did get ready. Yeah. And I nitpick those still. And I don't want to do that now. Like, I don't want to nitpick myself. Like, I have a fupa. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
So I've had 3 C-sections.
Okay,
so that thing's been there forever, even when I was younger, you know?
My mom is tiny and she wants a tummy tuck, and she had 4 kids, so she's always like, and I'm like, Mom, shut up, you look good. But then other days I'm like, you know what, Mom, if you want it, then get it, you know? Because she's like, she works out a lot, and like, she's never gonna have like her tummy toned how she wants it.
Right.
You know?
No, this has to be cut off. Like, it just is what it is. But what I'm saying is, like, before, like, I wouldn't, like, basically I'm appreciating the tool that we had. That's sweet. And so I'll wear jeans, and like, I won't show my stomach, but I'll wear a shirt that goes up to like the waistline, to where you can probably still see my fupa through my jeans, you know, like my jeans, like the shape of it. And I don't care.
Good.
Like,
that's good.
but before I would, you know, and now I'm like, no, like, I'm 38 years old.
See,
I'm not going to have
I want to get to that point, because I do care. So I can't say that I do that. And that's kind of like refreshing to hear you say that, because like with me, no, like with me, I won't let that be shown. You know what I mean? Like I'll always wear, like I've bought so much clothes and stuff. I'm looking at my closet. Like I have so much clothes that I bought and I put on and it fits me like as if like maybe, you know, like you said, where it sits on your waistline or like you know, I have these visions of like, ooh, that's cute. Like to tuck it in or whatever. And I absolutely do not do that.
Have you, well, I also have this thing. It's like a tank top, but it goes like under the bra part. Like it's kind of like a girdle type thing, but it's a tank top one. So that like will hold my stuff in, you know what I mean? Like, and I wear it, and it kind of just like holds it together too. So it doesn't look like sloppy, I guess you could say.
So much. Yeah, no, for sure.
And, but don't get,
but they're uncomfortable, but
this one's not.
Where'd you get it?
I don't even remember. I got it like
when you find something good, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you know, I know, because sometimes I'll find like little things like at Burlington or Ross and stuff, and I'm like trying to find it on Amazon because I'm like, you know, like when you find a good pair of jeans and you're like, oh my gosh, what's this brand? You know?
And you have to look at it. Yeah. You know what I was going to ask you too? So like, I don't even know where to get like bras at because I've always had to shop at Lane Bryant.
You know how hard that is right now that you can't try things on in a dressing room? So I can't even answer that because I don't know. Because I'll go to like Target and then buy something and bring it home and try it on. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. And then I like, you know, I have to go back and forth because like, I don't even know what size I am. I have no idea because I can't get fitted. I can't, the only place that has their dressing room open right now, like where I'm at, is Old Navy. Did you know that?
Do they sell bras?
No, but I'm just saying that's the only store, like that's the only store that I buy jeans at and stuff because I go in and get like 3 different sizes and I'm like trying them on, like, you know, or like workout clothes or whatever. They have like everything except, they don't have like underwear and bras. They don't have undergarments, but they have like everything else.
Yeah.
But that's the only store.
Yeah. So I bought a bra from Lane Bryant. It was a smaller size.
Yeah.
Like months after my surgery. I think I was already like down like 50 pounds, 60 pounds when I went and got this bra. I still have the same bra.
Does it fit you? No.
So I'm like, and I'm like, okay, I need a new bra. Like, I can't be wearing these old bras that don't even fit because it's hurting my back and I don't know where to go get a bra at. But I haven't been like in a lower size in years.
That's what I was going to ask you. So you talked about like a breast reduction and stuff. Are you still considering that? Did they go down a lot?
Yeah, they went down. So I was at H.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So at Lane Bryant, they were like, if you go up another cup size, like you're going to have your bras like custom made.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So now I went to, I think Walmart, and I just grabbed this strapless bra, and it was a triple D, and it fit.
Oh, wow. So it did go down, but are you still considering a breast reduction?
If anything, a lift or a reduction. They're still big, but like they're like.
Isn't it crazy though how much of it is? I mean, it's fat, obviously, but like with me, I have like nothing now, and I was like a D, like I was like a solid D, and now I'm like a B. It's crazy.
But I would love to be a B. Like I wouldn't even care. I swear they're just. I was just so over them, you know. Like
no, I get it. I get it. It could be a pain. I have an aunt that she got a breast reduction because it hurt her back so much, and she wasn't overweight. She was like a normal weight. She wasn't skinny, but she was a normal weight, and she had to. She was like, I can't do it anymore. Like my back is killing me.
It's horrible.
Yeah, she has to buy like really supportive bras and all that, and she's like, I can't anymore.
And they're so expensive too.
Yeah, so they are. I know. I bought 2 of them, maybe around like 8 months post-op. They don't fit me anymore. And like, that's funny you're bringing that up because I'm in the same like spot as you because I need to get some, but it's so hard because I don't want to like return and I know. Too lazy.
I know.
How was your family like when you told them you wanted to get the surgery? How did they react? Were they kind of, I know you have like older kids and stuff. Were they?
Yeah. So I didn't tell anybody. I just, obviously my husband knew. He was like at first like no, you don't need to. Like, you can do it by yourself, whatever. And then when I was like, look, I have a problem and I can't do it by myself, and this is what I'm doing. He's like, all right. Like, he's like very supportive. Like, he's
awesome.
really like, well, whatever you want to do, like, that's fine. You know, like, he
That's
was the one in the hospital with me, and, you know, taking my, those things when they make your.
Everything. Yeah. You're talking about your leg things?
Yeah, like when you're in the hospital and the blood, it makes your blood goes back and things. But anyway, there was a few people that were like, you don't need to do that. And so that was in the beginning when I first thought about it. So when it came time for me to do it, I didn't really tell anybody at first. I was just like, it's nobody's business. I'm just going to do it, you know? And I had like some like hardcore cheerleaders that I was just like, thank you. Like, you know, and even after, like, damn, Bree, like, you did that shit. Like, you look good. Like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. It's not like you want people to be like, oh my gosh, all the time. But it feels good to have those cheerleaders and people that support you, you know? Because I feel like so many people focus on the negative. And like, for me, I have a lot of good support. Like, at least to my face, no one in my family has been like, why would you do that? No one.
Right.
Person, which I'm really thankful for, because there's, I mean, I've talked to people week by week, and I have people that are like, their spouses were like, nope, they're, you know, they lost their best friend through it or whatever.
That's crazy.
I know, but I feel like a lot of it is jealousy. It really is. And people are like, they were like, dude, I wish I could. You know what I mean?
Even it's like, you could, but you could. You know, they could. Yeah.
So many, I just feel like people go to the negative all the time, and that sucks, because this is a huge thing. But like, I mean, you had your husband, like the important people that were excited to be supportive, because imagine your husband not being supportive.
Bye.
And what, exactly. That's you know, that's how I am too.
Like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like, we're here as a couple and we're gonna grow together, but like, I'm still my own person.
Yeah.
And so like, you're either with it or you're not, you know.
I love that. I feel like I'm staring at myself, because that's how I am. Like literally, I love my husband to death, but he knows that about me. I always tell him, and like, this is gonna, I don't know, whatever. People can take this how they want to, but I don't say it to him, but he knows this. I'm the type of person that I'm like, I don't need to be with you.
Thank you.
But I want to be with you. Yes. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
And you know what? I have said that so many times in those exact words. And I've even told my daughter, you know, like, I don't need dad. I want him. So like, because I want her to know too, like, to grow to be that strong woman as she gets older. Like, I'm not with dad because I need him. But don't get me wrong, that rent's paid every month, you know? No, I'm just kidding. No, but
I get you.
But at the end of the day, like, if I had to, like, I'll handle my shit, you know? And he knows that though. Like, you know, there's never like, oh, can I do this? You know, it's like, hey, this is what I'm going to do this weekend, or I'm going to go do this. And it's like, all right, or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I know. And like, it's just crazy. Like, everyone's relationships are so different. And sometimes it's so hard for me to relate just because of how I am with my husband. So I don't know if you've noticed, but on some podcasts, I kind of don't really talk about me and my husband, just because you know, sometimes I talk to someone and it's completely different from mine. So then I'm kind of like,
let me just stop.
Yeah, just because it's different, and it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just doesn't work for me. Like, I'm just a very like independent person type of thing. And like, when I make a decision, I'm doing it.
Exactly. And like, there's no one gonna stop you. And like, and the thing is though, is finding somebody, which it sounds like we both have, that understand that, and he understands that.
Absolutely.
He knows that, like, this is just what it is. Like, he's with the strong. I would consider myself a strong-minded person.
For sure. Yeah. And I feel like it's so important, especially, and this is connected to just this whole journey. Like, you have to be strong, because if not, I mean.
And we're still, and like, I know I hear relationships, like, obviously there's no perfect relationship, you know, let me get that clear real quick. But like, you know, how they like break up because of the surgery,
it's
or
because huge percent.
Like, I don't see, like, I know we have, like, everyone has their own little problems, but that was never one of ours. As far as like me, like, losing weight and thinking like, oh, I'm the shit now.
I know, and that's and I say that, and I hate to say some things like I hate to say when people ask me like, did you stall? And I'm like, no, I lost weight every week, because I did. I lost weight every week.
I remember telling you like, I stalled. And you're like, I'm sorry. But
I
like,
know, I
haven't.
feel bad because I don't want people to think like, oh, she's lying. But like, I'm being 100%. I didn't stall until until my 10 months post-op. And from my 10 months post-op, I've been the same weight. I haven't lost since then. But no, that, and then when people ask me like advice, like I get messages all the time, like my husband doesn't want me to do it. And I'm like, it takes me like 10 minutes to think about what to say because I don't want to be like, say bye, like I don't want to be like that. But what I always end up writing is, this is your journey. And what I always say is, if you can't be the best version of yourself, you can't be the best spouse, mom,
dude,
friend, right?
That is, oh my gosh, 100% true. I literally like can think back of like how much lashing out I did on my kids. How like seriously, and I still yell, but like nothing like how
stupid things, right? Like just like dumb things,
and how like unhappy, like, so this is a twisted part, is like I like how I said like, no, I loved myself, but like I didn't love myself like how I love myself now.
It's different.
It is completely different, and it does change your whole mood and how you react to people, and even like at the store or whatever, you know what I mean? I think I was so quick.
I love that you're saying that, because that's so true. Like any situation that comes up now, I kind of am like, that's not that serious, versus before it was like, oh no, you ate my hot Cheetos? We ain't talking.
Oh my God, I went off on my brother one time because he ate the wings and the drumstick part. Oh, that's so funny.
And you were serious because
I was dead. Oh, I was so pissed. Who does that? Like, ate all of the drumstick part. Like, really? You're just gonna save me the little wing? Like, oh hell no.
Oh
I was
God.
mad.
Yeah.
He went and bought me chocolate covered strawberries to apologize.
That is so funny. But yeah, like it's your whole mood has changed. Everything so much.
And even how you look at things, like, I feel like, and like how you said, that's not that big of a deal or whatever,
It's not. It really isn't. And
has your interest in things like changed also? Like maybe things like you were interested before, aside from food, but like that maybe you're just like grown, like, I don't know, like just not into it anymore? Like
in general, like,
just since you've lost weight and stuff, like things you're into now, maybe that you never were before, or?
Well, I don't want to say that I love working out because I will lie. That's lying. But I force myself to work out. So definitely that. But like hiking and stuff is something I would never do. And now if someone was like, if my husband's like, let's go on a hike, or my sister or whatever, I'm like, I'm down. Versus before I'd be like, no, things like that. Or like waking up early. Before, that was something that I always talk about, is like, before I was up at like 12, and my husband's a morning person. So he likes to like get up early and like, he's more like, let's go get breakfast, and I was more like, let's go have dinner, type of thing, because I got up so late and he gets up so early. So I feel like that, and that changes my entire mood. Now I get up early. I mean, I have to be at work really early, but even before I went back to work, I was getting up super early, and just having a routine, I think, is what has changed major with me. Because when I was overweight, I didn't have a routine. I would wake up and be like, whenever I woke up, I'm hungry. What do I eat? And now it's like, it's not, I mean, and let's be real, it's not as scheduled as it was 4 months ago, but I'm still naturally have a schedule. Like, I still naturally know I need to drink water. I still naturally know protein versus, so it's like the habits are still there. But just like you said earlier, I think, I need to go back to really just refocusing, because time flies and I can gain weight and I'm terrified of it, and I haven't yet, thank God, but I know that it can happen, It's just building good habits and staying with them.
And I think it was like your podcast 2 podcasts ago, maybe 3. I don't know. I forgot her name. She got it done in San Bernardino, her sleeve.
Leslie, I think.
And she said something that hit too. She said, I don't do when she did the fast break or whatever.
She's
like, I did that because not so much to lose weight, but to reset my mind. And I'm like, dude, yeah,
I know. Sure. I was thinking about redoing it again, but I really, really recommend, like, I was able to do it. I did it like right in the middle of quarantine, where I literally didn't go anywhere, because you do feel lightheaded, and people write me messages all the time, like to send them the thing. And I do, but I always write, if you're going to do it and you feel like crap, you need to stop because you're literally not eating a lot. You're talking about the pouch reset, right? Yeah. You're not eating, like, the first 2 days, it's just protein shakes and, like, it's a very small amount of calories. But when I did it around, I was at 172, and I did it to get to my 160. That's what dropped me to 160. So it does work. It's hard. And like you said, it does kind of reset your mind, though.
Yeah. And that's what I think more than anything. To be honest, I'm not even like bullshitting. It's like when I watched that podcast of that chick, Carla, what's her name?
Yeah, Kara.
I watched your guys' podcast, and then I watch all your podcasts.
Thanks.
But it's like,
and they're so long, all of them. We're like at an hour right now.
Oh shoot.
So Isn't it crazy how fast
it just goes by. But you know what? I literally just like put my headphones in and like I just do my job. Like when I work at the office and I just like listen.
I try to find people on YouTube. Like there's a couple people that I watch, but like, cause that's how I am at work. I like to put videos up, but like, I don't know. I never really find someone that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to the whole, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I just listen, because I feel you always get something from even if it's one thing. Like I've gotten one thing at least.
And see, you listen every week. And does it seem repetitive to you, or do you feel like because it's different every week, it's like a different story, right?
It's a different story for sure. Yeah, no, it is definitely a different story.
And that's why I love it, because everyone's is so different. I have had people that have left home first day of surgery, like, and then I have people that were like,
I heard that. I was like,
you see, 5 days. I have people that like, we're on liquid forever, people that weren't, like, it's just so intense how different everyone is.
But at the end of the day, I feel like we're like literally all in the same boat.
For sure. 100%.
I mean, there are some people that I just think like how we got to where we are, whatever, we all have a different story, but we all have that same, I don't know, it's like a connection. That's why it's like, I'm so glad I did this, because I know that like right when you think you have it, and not saying like, oh, I don't need the VSG community. I don't want to sound like that. But right when I thought like, oh, I had it, like I'm good. I don't have time to post or whatever. It's like,
or like it's strangers, Yeah.
But I realized like, no, like you do need that community, because that community, like it helped me I feel it did help like stay on track. It did help seeing what people were eating, giving me different ideas. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, so, with that being said, I'm like, no, like get back on your game and like stay in touch with the community. And like, these are like how you said in another podcast too, like they're not judgmental. Mm-hmm. We all like
because they understand it. You can't like, even though we both have spouses that are super supportive, if we express something, they can say, I get it. They don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Only we're going to get each other or someone else, that's just what it is. And that's why I love, like, that's why I always respond to people's messages, because people are like, oh my God, you're responding. And I'm like, yeah. And it's not even like, I remember writing to people back in like when I first started, and they were always like preaching about how, oh, reach out if you need help. And then they would never write me back. And I was like, dude, you know what I mean? And like, I found that that's kind of like, you're saying you're going to help people, but you don't. So I think it's super important to stay in contact with people. I have like a group of girls, like you included in it, that I know that I'll talk to, more than other people. But I feel like it really helps you stay focused.
Mm-hmm. It does. And there's like, there's you, like, for sure.
What happened here? Oh, there you go. I'm like, what happened to your camera?
There's you for sure. And then there's like 2 other girls, but I don't even talk to them like that much.
Who are they?
So I think it's Selena. I don't know her name. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with the names parts, but where it is though, like I like will say like, hey, what's up or whatever, but for the most part I just have like fallen off, and I just don't, and I noticed that I can see the difference, you know what I mean? So I definitely just need to keep like,
but I feel like the biggest part is realizing that and knowing I'm on the same page as you. Like, let's be real. Like, I eat healthy and stuff like that. But like in the beginning, I was like super meal prepping and like,
Yes.
you know, setting it up, and like I have my timers, and most of the time I try to, my timer goes off at work, and before it was like no excuses, let me go grab my snack, and now I'm like, I'll get it in 20 minutes, you know. And it's little habits.
Are you like that with your vitamins?
Yeah.
And I was so freaking my vitamins.
I take them. Sometimes I skip, but like I said, before I didn't let, like, yeah, work is important, right? All of that is important, but before I didn't let that be, my excuse. Before I was like, hold up, let me go grab, or I had it right next to me. Like I already set myself up for that. You know what I mean? So it's like little things like that. I still have my good habits of like going to work. I work, you know, 30 minutes, coming home, it takes me like an hour. And I never get in my car without some type of either my water or like a liquid, a Gatorade, something. That I've really stuck with that, because I realized that if I go a whole hour without drinking something or whatever, like I do start feeling lightheaded. But my vitamins and like my snacks, like I said, will go off. I still have the same alarms that I've had since the beginning.
Wow.
And I'll be like, I'll cancel it. And then I'm like, oh crap, 30 minutes passed. I didn't eat.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah,
it's getting back on track.
It's definitely getting back on track. And you hear other people say like, oh, I haven't taken my vitamins in 2 months. And you're just like, oh, how could you not? And oh, this is how, you know.
So, I know. And I need to get now they don't do it anymore, but I want to tell my doctor that I want to get my blood work done again. When's the last time you've gotten blood work done?
My 6th month. I didn't go to my year appointment.
I didn't even have a year appointment, which I was so irritated about. It was I could only see if I paid out of pocket, but those appointments were like 5 minutes. I'm like, why am I going to pay? It was like $100.
I was like, I'm not about to drive to Marietta for them to tell me how much I weigh. Like,
yeah, all he says is like, this is your weight. Good job. Do you have questions? I was like, I don't need to do that, you know, which I feel like that after, I feel like they should put a lot more effort into it, because I don't feel like they did for my doctor. I hear really amazing stories of other people that see their doctors every 3 months for like ever, but I stopped at 6 months and I never saw him again after that. So I don't know.
Oh, I lied. I think it was 9 months.
You did? And were they good?
It was just like my blood work. Like, oh, your blood work, this is what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, but did your results come back? Like, were they fine?
Yeah, everything was good. But I do want to get my blood work done also, because I had my TMI, but my period a couple weeks ago. Yeah. It was like the worst ever. I had to call off work. I like legit like could not. I was like drained. Like I could like a half day I just like clocked out, and then the next day I just was in bed all day. Like, and that's not.
What vitamins are you taking right now? Which ones do you take?
I take a multivitamin, and then I take calcium. I take vitamin D and vitamin C. And
but is it just a normal multivitamin, or is it for bariatric?
No, it's just a regular, like I got it at Walgreens.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said your numbers are usually fine with that?
Yeah, I've always got my vitamins from Walgreens. I've never done like the bariatric ones.
Yeah, that's the one. I do the bariatric advantage one. But I still do the one that dissolves, because when I did one, because I wanted the one that dissolves, it's not nasty, but it's just like, I just want to like take a pill and swallow, you know, but it made me, I did it one time and it made me, I did throw up. It like immediately, like 2 seconds later, I was like, oh crap.
Ew.
Yeah. That's the only, I've thrown up twice in surgery, and it was that. And then one time when I was like 2 months post-op and I drank water too fast, and it was just like the water back up, but that's it. Those are the only 2 times I've thrown up.
I don't think I've thrown up.
No, that's good. Yeah.
If I have, it might have been because of like alcohol.
Yeah, but not like, you know, that it wasn't.
But not, yeah. I don't really, but no, I just take regular vitamins, just like a regular vitamin or whatever.
Yeah.
And they've worked fine. Yeah. They've been fine. I take the same ones. I've been taking the same like brand for like the last year, you know?
Yeah. That's good. I need
but I would like to get my blood work done too. Like just
I need to get my blood work done, because I feel like I have good energy and stuff like that, you know, because I hear of people, you know, lacking energy and all that after surgery. I feel like it's been the opposite for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Like
No, I'm fine. like I said, I know that like for me, like feeling that way, it's because I haven't been taking my vitamins.
You know why you feel.
I haven't been taking my vitamins like I usually do. I've been eating bread. So that's like another, those carbs I feel were just like not good on my body. Like your body's like, what the hell are you doing? Like you haven't done this for a year. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I eat bread too. And when I eat bread, I just feel like, groggy. Like, all right, I want to go to sleep, you know?
Yeah. Like that. Like just ew. Yeah.
You're not feeding your body anything nutritious.
Well, and the thing is for me not taking my vitamins, my body's craving. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm like eating bad because my body's craving. It needs that like nourishment because I'm not doing my vitamins. If that makes sense. I don't know. That's what I came up with in my own.
No, like, it definitely makes sense. And I just feel like your body, like when I remember in the beginning, they were like, listen to your body. I was like, okay. Like,
what does that mean? Yeah.
You know, and now I absolutely get it. Like, I was going to ask you, do you still feel that restriction?
Yes.
As intense, or do you feel it more, or what do you think? Do you feel it, is it the same?
It's more like, I know when to stop eating, you know, like the other day I ate something, it was so good and I didn't stop and I should have. And this is the first time, no BS, that this has happened to me. I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, like literally.
I was like, like, and then my son was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. He's like, what the, like tripping out because it was just me and him, you know. And it felt like, like I couldn't breathe. And that's the first time that's happened, like in that intense, you know, like, and I'm like, all right, you need to slow your roll, girl.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we can literally talk forever, but I want to end on what advice would you give to someone that was like a week before surgery or the night before? What would you tell them?
The night before, I would definitely say walk right after surgery. No matter like how you feel, like you may not feel like you want to walk, get up and walk, because that's going to help so much with the gas. And just like if you want to get out of the hospital,
isn't that the only thing that helps gas? Literally
walk. Dude, my nurses were like, I swear, they were just like, I wish my nurses that weren't even my nurses were like, I wish my patient was like you. Because I was like walking every time I got up to go to the bathroom.
They didn't want me because day one I was so nauseous, and they were like, "You need to walk," and I was like, "I can't." Like I was throwing up the whole first day. It was
that's different though.
I didn't even eat nothing, and then the next day I remember I was like, "Oh, like what is that?" And they're like, "It's gas pains. You need to walk." And then I was like, "No, like I don't feel good." And they're like, "That's the only thing that's gonna help you." And I remember they walked out, and my husband's like, "Do you want to feel better or not? Like you need to.
You have to just walk.
Yeah.
Walk." And I'll say, don't open that box. Don't open that pen. You know, like how you say you won't go to McDonald's, like,
I still haven't.
Don't. Like, truthfully, like, there's no reason to. Like, you know, like, dibble, dabble, like, in a cookie.
And it's crazy because I can't say I haven't been a fast food. I've been a Carl's Jr. I've been an In-N-Out, but I have not been to McDonald's. And, like, when I go to Carl's Jr., I'll eat, like, they have, like, a chicken I can't say that word.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, with like lettuce wrap, right? And In-N-Out, I'll do it. But for some reason, I mean, no, I know the reason. It's because I was addicted to McDonald's. It was like, even though I know there's, you know that they don't have salads there anymore?
Yeah, they don't. Honestly, like, I've had McDonald's, like, since this, you know, but it doesn't even taste like I used to love their fries. That just don't even taste. I've tasted it, and I've had a fry.
It's not worth it.
Okay,
it's not worth I'm going to continue it because I still haven't.
It's not even worth it. Yeah, I know. So that's what I would say. I would say walk and just drink water. Lots of water.
Because dehydration is a real thing. I had to go back to the hospital. So
yeah.
No, yeah, that's some good advice, because I know they said that to me before, but I don't feel like they really expressed how important it is to walk. You know?
Yes, every time you have to pee, go walk right after. Like, that's what I did. I'm already up. Let me go walk. And I did do a lap around the thing. And then I was good, you know? Yeah. So, but we have to have a Zoom even like off.
Yes, I am so down. And even like, I know it's all crazy.
My sister lives out there towards you. She lives in Vista.
Then tell me when.
Yeah.
In social distance at the beach or something.
Yes, sounds good. All right, for sure.
Well, thank you for being on. This will be on next week. So I'll write you. But thank you for being so open, and have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye, really. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still here, I am so happy that you are here. I get such good feedback off of these podcasts weekly. Bree, thank you for being on. Thank you for taking an hour and a half out of your day to talk about your journey and just to inspire others. I really feel that every story connects with someone different. So thank you so much for being open and just sharing your story. Like I said, it can help one person. And if it helps one person, then I feel like we did our job on this podcast. I can't wait to chat with you again and to keep following you on Instagram and getting motivated by you and meeting real soon. I know that we've talked since the beginning. And you help me stay motivated. So again, thank you for being on. And for those of you watching, thank you for watching. Weekly, these are posted every single week on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe. Please like this video, comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And like always, have a beautiful Wednesday and a beautiful rest of your week. And I will see you on Sunday. Bye.